Duo creates a brand new line of baits targeted specifically at the US market. Deps brings back Jeff's favorite worm plus new colors and the official release of the next installment of Bonheur, this time in OSP. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. Welcome back, my friends. I'm Ben with the Hookup Tackle, the Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being joined this beautiful September Sunday morning by my buddy Jeffrey the King. Jeff, happy Sunday. Are you having a good weekend?
It's cooled down from 115 to about 100.
Is it 100? I think it was 106. Well, yesterday. It's oh, you mean right now at 8 o'clock in the morning? You're right. It is only 100.
So it's really cooling down.
Well, you know, we make fun of people for choosing poorly all the time. This is when they get to throw it back at us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Some places are already like nice and cool.
Dude, my feed is full of like jackets, sweatshirts, right? We released those Megabass sweatshirts a couple weeks ago. They sold out.
Yeah.
I'm like, who the hell is wearing these now? Lucky.
Oh.
By the way, cheers, my friends. Right. Happy Sunday, and happy Sunday to you, Jeff. I love being here and spending time with you.
Do you?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Of course. You're one of my favorite people.
One of?
I don't have many.
Yeah, I was going to say, the list must be small.
It is small. Would you like a beer?
I'm fine.
I love rejection on Sunday mornings. Cheers to you guys. I hope your weekend is going well. Man, that's good. Are you sure? Let's just talk about lures.
Okay.
Boring ass Jeff is back.
Yeah.
I don't know what back means. Basically.
Always here.
Always here. All right, let's dive into it. Bonheur.
Yeah.
You like Bonheur.
I do.
Everybody loves Bonheur, right? This color started with Deps in the slide swimmer. It was a color that we worked with, Butch Brown, to make perfect in a slide swimmer. We tweaked it and brought it into Deps Evoke, and now we have tweaked it and brought it into the first OSP bait ever in Bonheur, the OSP Blitz Max DR. Now, Blitz Max DR is probably my favorite crankbait of all time. As far as this depth crankbait, absolutely my favorite crankbait. It's just an amazing bait that's capable of so many things. We spent a lot of time on the Blitz Max DR last week with some custom colors that we did. So I won't, bore you guys to death, but basically just to spec it out, this is a 61 millimeter. It's 18 grams, so it's about 5/8 of an ounce. Bonheur is basically a matte bone color. Okay, we've incorporated fish scaling in it, just a little hit of red under the gill. But there's a very faint green pearl tone to the bottom that shifts to a purple pearl tone up on top, which just lets that bone color really shine. Bone is one of the most effective colors ever in topwater baits. It's one of those colors that, a couple years back, Jeff and I were sitting around going, why don't we have bone glide baits? Like, it just makes sense. And then sure enough, they ate the shit out of it. It's like, well, then we need bone crankbaits. They ate the shit out of it. So here you go. Now you have it in a, I'm going to call it like a mid to deep depth diver. This is a bait that you can fish anywhere from the bank out to about 15, 16 feet effectively. It's got a very subtle knock to it. So it's got just enough noise without being intrusive or overly scary. But it's just a super sick color that the fish everywhere around the country eat. So if you guys own a crankbait box, this is one that you're going to want to put at the top of the box and make sure you have. It's a one-time run. So, if it speaks to you, if you love Bonheur as much as we do, I would definitely scoop it up. But those are available right now. The OSP Blitz Max DR in Bonheur. Go get them. Now, there are some people in this country, Jeff, that, choose poorly, especially in the wintertime, like people in the north, right? So New York and Minnesota and Ohio. I mean, Ohio, they probably don't even have any pets left, right? But some guys live around perch, so we wanted to do a perch color for you guys as well on this bait. So this is Tasty Perch. This is a color that we've done in the Magnum EXTR and the regular EXTR, also done it in some jerk baits. Now you have a true nice natural perch color in the Blitz Max DR as well. So there's a look at Tasty Perch. Tasty Perch is an awesome, well, it's a perch-based color, but it can be a great bluegill color, great sunfish color. So if you guys, you know, have any type of panfish in your area, it's going to be a great one. We made it transparent in GP so that it'll work great in clear water, but you get that pearl belly, a little bit of that transparent kind of, you know, chartreuse gold on the bottom, and then it fades up into a watermelon side, and then eventually a dark back with the striped barring. So there you go, two options. You got your Bonheur, right, and you got your Tasty Perch. So enjoy, my friends. Those are available now. All right, Jeff, let's jump over to Megabass. A huge stocking week from Megabass. So almost everything has been out of stock returns. We also got some really cool items from Japan that we usually only see about once a year, so I'm going to highlight those, make sure you guys know what to look for. Let's start with some Bait Finesse crankbaits. So earlier this year, Megabass launched a new Bait Finesse portal. This is the Griffon Bait Finesse. 4 Japan only colors arrive in this. So we've got a GG Bass, an 8 Reaction, an M Western Clown, and a Killer Pink all the way over here. So 4 new colors in that. If you guys like throwing little Bait Finesse crankbaits, that's kind of a no-brainer. Some great options in there. Those are available now. By the way, I should say those are in the MRX Bait Finesse. So the medium diver will be like the 4 to 6, 4 to 7 feet. All right, in the jerkbait realm, back are the 110 LBOs. So these are in saltwater colorations, but they still have the same 110 LBO body, the same 110 LBO movement. It's just the color diff. So a lot of these are transferable over into the freshwater world. So a handful of great colors. I'm just going to highlight a few. So Constant Gigo is back. PM Hot Shad is back. PM See-Through Lemon is back. I'm going to take that one out just real quick. And GG Bora Return, plus a handful of other ones. 110 LBO differs a little bit from the original 110 in that it has a little rounded back section here to accommodate that LBO weight transfer system. Okay, so where the traditional 110 has the tungsten balls that shift back, this has that magnetic weight transfer that shoots to the back, and then when you start retrieving, it locks in place. It's going to have a more rounded type swim to it instead of that real sharp kind of cutting action. So a slightly different action, but in a proven bait and some really super sexy colors. So if those speak to you, those return. Also, while we are on the dope saltwater colors, we see a huge return in the 110 Max LBO colors. So again, these are going to be the same as the 110 Max LBO in the freshwater version, just new, or not necessarily new, but refresh of saltwater colors. So anything from golds to, you know, crazy candies to, you know, bright bait fishes to whites to transparents, all of them come back in this guy. This is an awesome bait for actual saltwater fishing. I know a lot of you guys are using this for redfish, for halibut off in the surf in California and in the Gulf area, but an amazing bait for bass as well. It's just going to give you a different action. It's going to give you more of a rolling type action and a larger profile than a regular 110. You're at 135 millimeters here, 20 grams, so just shy of 3/4, and in a slow floating jerkbait. So there you go. Those return from Megabass. All right, while we're talking about some saltwater jerkbaits, a new one for us, the Megabass Cookai Slim 140. arrives. Now this is a built for saltwater, 144 millimeters, 20 grams, so just shy again of 3/4 ounce. Slow floating bait. This is going to be more of a, I'm going to say a cast and retrieve jerkbait with maybe slight twitches, but the profile is beautiful. Some of these colors are disgusting. This is Fine Art NCU Kiss, which is just a dirty kind of shad, gizzard shad type color. So if you guys are fishing for stripers, if you're fishing for, you know, bass, anything that you need to make a super long cast to, this could be a great option. There's 3 tungsten weight transfer balls in there. So it throws like a rocket, and then that slender profile really gives it more of a minnow look. Of course, in the saltwater, it's going to be a great option as well. You guys will be able to bomb it out there on a big surf rod or something like that. So there you go, the Cookai Slim 140. By the way, all the Cookai stuff really kind of built around sea bass in Japan. So, you know, these are going to be super applicable to you SoCal guys doing calico bass, doing all, you know, the beach type stuff. It's going to have a lot of game, and the colors look great. So there you go, Cookai Slims, available now. All right, and then while we're on jerkbaits, if you guys are fans of the original 110 and you like some harder to find colors, a bunch of the Japan-only colors are back. We've been trying to keep a flow of these coming. So I'm just gonna highlight a few of these out to you guys. I didn't pay attention when I grabbed. Okay, MN Max, Comoran Copper Shad, MRB Shad, some of the Fine Arts are back. GLXS Spring Reaction, Cotton Wakasagi, some of the IUs like PM Satsuki IU, Takumi IU, so on and so forth, all back in stock. Plus, we got the last of the batch of a couple of previous Respect colors. SK in the 110 is back, probably one of the best all-around clear water colors, as well as GP Phantom, which is basically just a ghost minnow with some barring on it. Amazing shad, amazing bluegill. So if you missed out on those return. This would be a great week to scope the 110 page for some hard to find colors from Megabass. All right, while we're on kind of limited Japan colors, same goes for Pop Max. So a bunch of Japan only colors in the Pop Max. PM Satsuki IU is one that used to be a core color, went away, it's Japan only now, that's back. Along with some Dragonfish colors as well. This was the 2024 limited run color, so Dragonfish Silver, Dragonfish Gold, both return in limited quantities. So if you missed out or need to add your arsenal, those are back from Megabass as well. Okay, couple other little nichey things. Okay, also from the saltwater world are these next couple, but these are important to pay attention to whether you're a saltwater or a freshwater guy, because completely applicable. The Metal X Waving Rider is back from Megabass. Now these are a basically a lift and drop jigging spoon, okay, designed for saltwater, completely applicable in freshwater. It's a longer, thinner, kind of a convex shaped metal bait, 30 gram and 40 gram available in here. So if you're in freshwater, 30 grams probably going to be your play here. It's going to be about an ounce. Basically, if you're just a lift and dropper, if you're scoping around or you're graphing around, you have schools of fish and you catch fish on spoons, which we smoke them on spoons this time of the year, this would be a great one to add. Comes with a treble hook on the bottom, comes with the assist hook on the top, which you can leave or take off. So just a great all-around jigging spoon. Another sleeper, okay? And you're gonna see a lot about this bait over the next year, but this is the Megabass Makippa. These also return in all sizes. Now, I have the 10 gram in my hand. Use whatever size you want, okay? The Makippa, again, built for kind of beach fishing or, you know, bank fishing, saltwater. It's basically kind of a lead body with a blade that has a hook, and there's a assist hook on the front, right? But a lot of guys have figured out that this bait is absolutely deadly as a forward-facing sonar bait. Now, with a couple of tweaks, okay, I just want to show you. The 10 gram specifically is the one that everybody's super hype over. You can take this and just remove the front assist hook, remove that back hook in the back, put a small treble on the body, and what you get is you get a bait that when it falls, it has a horizontal shimmy fall while that blade is spinning. So on the fall, you have this little baby minnow basically falling down, and then when you wind it in, you have basically like an inline spinner or a tail spin that tracks perfectly straight. So easy to control, easy to see, and super downsized. Okay, so 10 grams is almost a 3/8 ounce. You can see how small it is. You can go up, of course, to 15 gram or 20 gram if you want to. But these are available if you're looking for something unique that not everybody's throwing. This would be something dope. That is the Makippa from Megabass. And then also, if you like to tweak with your stuff, teaser hooks are back from Megabass in the majority of sizes and colors. So size 4, size 2, those have been kind of hard. Size 10, we see a big return, whites, chartreuse, pinks, so you can scope those out. Basically, Megabass's feathered trailer, if you want to add a feather hook to your Pop Max, to the back of your Ito, so on and so forth, those are back from Megabass. And finally from Megabass, a complete restock in the Megabass bottle shrimp, plus we see some new packaging, okay? So, I don't know, I always like new packaging, kind of cool. So you've got this new kind of copper and green vibe going on here with the bottle shrimp. So these, the Japan sizes are the 2.4 inch and the 3 inch sizes. Those return in all the key colors. The 3 inch is an amazing one to use as a finesse jig trailer. You can drop shot it. You can Neko rig. The 2.4 is like a super finessey little dude. So a lot of you guys love the bottle shrimp. All the colors and sizes return from Megabass. All right, Jeff. New from Duo.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. This is a new project. This is going to be interesting to see how this goes. So Duo, as you guys know, we're huge fans of Duo here at the shop. We've taken you guys along to factory tours and meeting all the people at Duo. Famous for, you know, hand making their baits in Japan. They OEM a ton of other brand stuff as well. But Duo is also a very smart company. Right? They're always paying attention to trends and what anglers might want. And so as the cost of life in the world has gone up, shipping's gone up, material's gone up, labor's gone up, everything's up, in an attempt to create a bait that maybe has a price point that more people would be into, they have created a new sub-brand within their brand targeted at the US market called Realis USA. Okay, so they have taken some of their older, established, you know, well-built, well-proven baits and then developed a couple of new ones and created this new brand. They've taken their concepts, their materials, their paints, and then they're having their factory in Vietnam produce them so they can outsource it and create a cheaper price point for a lot of you guys. Now, nothing is going to change on the regular Realis brand or any of the stuff that you have, you know, loved or accustomed to getting. All that's still going to be made in Japan and, you know, flowed through. Nothing is going away. It's just in addition to, okay? And all of these baits are going to come in at $9.99. So basically you get a Duo crafted, Duo created bait for $9.99. Now, factories in Vietnam are famous for making great baits. Megabass builds a lot of baits in Vietnam. So I think you guys are really going to be impressed with the quality. The packaging is almost identical. So if you look at a Realis USA and just a standard, you know, Realis package, they look almost the same. But I'm going to walk through this with you because it's a limited offering, because I really just want to see if this is something that you guys want. If it's not something you want, they'll stop wasting their time. But they're curious to see if this has any game here in the US. So here we go. We've got two crankbaits, we've got a lipless, and then we've got a brand new jerkbait. So I'm going to kind of just take my time and walk through this line with you. So we're going to start right here with the Crank 66. Now, many of you guys will recognize this. This used to be called the Apex Crank 66 squared. That bait has been discontinued. They discontinued it out of the Japanese line and put it into the Realis USA line. This is an amazing big-bodied square bill that has amazing cover deflection. It's got really high buoyancy, so it's a really good one when you need a bigger bait that kind of acts like a smaller bait, if that makes sense. So here you go. It is, just to spec it out for you, 5/8 ounce, right, 66 millimeters. I'm gonna walk through the colors. Let's see, do they name them the same? Yeah. Kamachi Wakasagi, Red Tiger. We even see some of like the Aaron Martin designed colors come over. So AM Edge, AM Dawn, Citrus Shiner, and Omni Craw OB. Okay, so there is the lineup. Let me just take one out of the package so you can see it, and then we'll jump over to the next bait. So there you go. Literally the same bait, same mold, same paint schemes, right? Everything's the same, just manufactured in one of their other factories to bring a less expensive price point. So curious to see what you guys think, if you dig it, but I'm happy to see this bait stay, because this was one of my favorite square bills from them. So there is the Realis USA Crank 66. All right, staying on crankbait, they also have a new Realis USA Crank 55 SR. Now, this is a really cool bait, and I think one that's gonna have a tremendous amount of game here in the US, because this bait was actually built for bank fishermen, okay? Not many crankbaits are built for bank guys, but basically this is a 55 millimeter, 10 gram, okay, so you're about 3/8 of an ounce crankbait, but you notice that the lip is slightly different angled. Usually they're like really low angle. So what happens is that gives it great cover deflection, but when it snags, it's really difficult to get unsnagged from the shore. So by lifting that lip up a little bit, it kind of forces the whole bait to have a different diving motion, which really prevents the snagging. Okay, so it can come through cover much better than a lot of other traditional baits. It has a little bit of a knocker, so you get a little bit of sound, but not overly intrusive. And again, it's going to be available in 6 different colors. So I'll walk through those with you. This is Chartreuse Gill Halo. Grab these other ones. Get in the box, sucker. Okay, Pumpkin Craw 2. Omni Craw 2. Prism Gill, Blue Shad, kind of a nice citrus shad kind of color, and Hell Craw. Okay, so 6 colors in that guy, $9.99 across the board. Okay, now, they obviously wanted to have a jerkbait sales across everybody's lineup through the roof this year. Well, always a good seller, but with forward-facing sonar, everybody's implementing it, and then people just like to have a good time, they implement it, right? So they created a brand new jerkbait called the Realis USA Raz. Okay, so R-A-Z, Raz. Now this is going to be in 3 different sizes. There is a Raz 105 SP. These are all going to be suspending jerkbaits. There is a Raz 115 SP, and there is a Raz 125 SP, and I'll spec that out. The 105 is 13.3 grams, so a half ounce. The 115 is 17.4 grams, so 5/8 of an ounce. And the 125 is 18.3 grams, so just slightly bigger, still kind of hovering in that 5/8 ounce range. Now, what the Raz is designed to do is it's designed to cut through water like a razor. Maybe I should read actually the Realis USA transcript. Hold on, let my old guy eyes focus, Jeff, and let me just, I'm just gonna read the back of the package.
It's gonna take an hour?
You guys, yeah, it's quite possible, right? Okay, so here we go. Among the countless number of jerkbaits in the current market, what is the product that anglers really want? The answers the Realis USA has arrived at are the followings. The ease to perform productive action born from a body balance that has been stripped of all unnecessary parts. Okay, I'll break that down in a second.
Yeah.
Okay, a beautiful body form and paint job that will make you fall in love at first sight. Jeff, are you getting googly eyes? A lure that gives anglers the confidence they need to achieve consistent results in the field. Whether it's a tournament or private fishing, the Raz will be a reliable partner that will make your precious fishing time into wonderful memories. Okay, so what does all of that mean other than Jeff is in love? Okay, basically it is a bait that is designed to slice through the water like a razor. What's interesting about this bait is when I was testing this bait at Duo, I'm so used to twitching like a 110, right? Where I'm tapping the slack, right? So my traditional cadence is, I guess you would consider it light. They were laughing at me because they thought I was a wimp because I was just kind of tapping the slack. And they're like, no, you have to jerk it, right? So if you actually jerk this bait, it has a tremendous side-to-side, real slicey action, literally almost like a razor where it slices left and right, but you have to give it movement. What's nice about that, it's a little bit thicker plastic, it's a little bit thicker lip, so you're not gonna break them as easy. It'd be a great one to fish from shore or from a boat. Now, it is a fixed weight jerkbait, okay? So it's not gonna have a weight transfer system in it, so it's probably not a bait that you're gonna wanna throw into the wind, but they did design it and develop it so that its body shape is aerodynamic so it can cast well even though it's fixed weight. Even though it's fixed weight, there are two separate rattle chambers in there. There's a top chamber up top and a small one on the bottom, so you still get a little bit of sound, right? Almost more like a shad click, like that high-pitched shad click. I think you guys will be into it. So there's 9 colors, and again, $9.99, okay? So it might be one that's worth trying, might be one that's worth playing with, and then you can decide if you dig or don't dig, right? So I should note that the 105 is gonna come as a 2-hook version, and the other 2 are gonna come as a 3-hook version, okay? So let's just run through the colors very quick. You have Ghost Minnow, okay? And all 9 of these colors are going to be in each of these sizes. You have Prism Shad, box down. You have Gold Perch, you have Neo Pearl, you have Chartreuse Gill Halo, you have Prism Smelt, you have Riverbait, Prism Gill, and Morning Dawn. Okay. If you're new to the Duo lineup, Morning Dawn is one of the dopest colors. It looks nothing like anybody else's Morning Dawn. It's just a great all-around shad color. So there you go. The Rays 105, Rays 115, Rays 125, $9.99 in the Duo Realis USA. All right, and then finally in the Duo line in the Realis USA, there are 2 new lipless, basically the same lipless, 2 different sizes. We have the Vibration 55 and the Vibration 65. Okay, so just to spec it out for you, the 55 is 55 millimeters, 11.5 grams. The 65 is 17.5 grams. Your traditional lipless. What's nice about this is actually, if you flip it over, sorry Jeff, I saw you just unfocus. But if you look at how these baits are built, you can see that there's a fixed weight on the bottom of them. And of course they have rattles on the inside. So these are shimmy fall lipless, okay? So they're built to be weighted on the bottom so that if you're lifting and dropping, if you're ripping them out of stuff, they're gonna have a shimmy fall down and then a tight vibration around. So again, 6 colors are gonna be available in all these. So you have Tule Perch ND, you have Chartreuse Gill Halo, you have Ghost Gill, you have Shadow OB, you have Prism Gill, and you have Red Tiger. Now, if Duo is listening, you guys forgot a baitfish pattern, but we won't hold that against you. We've got 3 gills, actually 4 gills, a red and a black. So apparently lipless are only for us like pond guys or bluegill fishermen. But there you go. Hey, it's a start, right? So there you go. $9.99. Those are the new Realis USA baits.
The only segment that was worth anything.
Okay, well, relax. I haven't even got to it yet. You know what? See, you would probably enjoy a beer in this segment.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What would it do for me?
You want one? It would give you life, vitality.
Vitality, that's a big word. I don't even know what that means.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't because you don't drink. If you drank some of these, you'd be so full of vitality.
Vitality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gone would be Japan's population problem.
Is that what vitality means?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awful. I should have gone to college.
Trust me, that would have been good for all of us, Jeff. But here we are.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some big worms.
Right.
Okay.
Not life choices.
All right. How about this bad boy? Okay. Everybody here at this shop's favorite worm. Look, if you have to throw a stupid worm, you might as well make it less stupid by going 13 inches.
Yeah.
Let's go big or go home, everybody. The 13-inch Kincoo Air is back. Okay, now, if you've hung around this shop for any amount of time at all, this is a bait that we were all actually introduced to. Why does Deps packaging do that?
Well, since it's 13 inches, 15 inches long, it makes it.
What the? Come on, Deps. You had one job. Oh, God.
It's only because the package is so long. That one's definitely yours now.
No. This is getting special squish mode.
That one's definitely yours.
Oh my God, it's so close.
All right.
We have scissors around here.
Cut.
Still time lapsing, Jeff?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Let me just continue to flex.
Yeah.
Orion power, engage. Got it. Let's play some big worms, shall we? There you go. The 13-inch Kincoo Air, a man-size worm. I don't even know what that means, but here, it's a big worm. So 13 inches. As I was saying, we were introduced to this worm a few years back from Kenta, who came into our store and gave us all his secrets and told us that this was his #1 shore fishing bait. And it blew our minds. He's like, wait a minute, what? And he showed us how to use it. Basically, you neko rig it. Do whatever you want. You want to throw it on a free rig, you want to throw it on a Texas rig, do any of that stuff, knock yourself out. But the way he fishes it is collar in the middle, big nail weight in the bottom, cool talisman hook or whatever you like in the middle, and you've just got a disgustingly big worm that's so big that it causes, it's kind of the same idea as throwing a big glide bait, right? You throw a small glide bait, it doesn't have the draw power. You throw a big glide bait and everything attracts to it. It's kind of the same way here, only it's a soft plastic, so it's easy to eat. Jeff, I ran into you at the lake a couple days ago and you were throwing this worm around. What is it that you like about this?
It's a big worm, and I like big things, and this was interesting ever since Kenta, like I said, showed us it, and I'm a fan of big conventional lures. Like,
so it doesn't have to be a swim bait.
No, but if it's big, I like it because of what you said, the drawing power of it, the mystique of like, if I throw this, I know I could probably attract fish to it that will probably bite it, and that's what I've done with this worm. And you know, the fish I caught the other day on it, I was actually fishing it like a swim bait, where wacky rig or neko style as well, but without the nail weight, and it's got a really, really slow fall. Okay. And so I just cast it down a wall and just pump them, pump them.
And then when you're like, pumping, it's just kind of flaring,
it flexes, right? Like doo-doo. And then once you pauses it, it does this and then shimmy falls down.
Interesting.
Boop, boop. Opens up and then falls back down.
Cool.
And so you could fish it like a swim bait because of the size of it. But I've also caught them, just like what you said, how Kenta does it, neko rig. And you'd be shocked by the size of fish. I haven't caught a fish over 4 pounds in this thing.
That's right. So, you would think like we're throwing this giant 13-inch worm.
Only
we're going to catch 10 pounders.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Everything eats
Everything
this
eats
thing.
it.
Yeah.
And when you neko rig it, you know, all a fish has to do is kind of just get at least half of it in its mouth and you can get them.
Right.
And so when you get bit on this worm, you give it, I think Ken just said like 30 seconds. I don't give it that long.
Yeah, you feel them, you're letting them.
Like 5 to 10 seconds. And then boom, you can jack them and hit them.
Yep.
It's a really fun worm to fish. A bunch of different colors in it. Obviously, the red one's the most popular.
Yeah, so the red and the green pumpkin are the two, that sell out all the time. And I'm telling you, if you're new to this worm, they're going to sell out again. Yeah. Right? Everybody loves this worm. And Deps, it's been over a year that we've had these. So this is not a bait that they make very often. So it's a bait that if you're curious about or if you like, you should grab them. So to your point, red and green pumpkin are the most popular.
They got some new ones that I think are sick.
2 new colors. So you have a new unagi.
Unagi's sick.
Which kind of a 2 tones, like a watermelon and clear pearl belly. And then you have Mimizu, but you know, to dumb it down for us, we Deps called it natural brown. So you're going to see it listed as natural brown, even though on the package it clearly says Mamizu. So call it whatever you want. But then there's, you know, dude, you've got Wakasagis and dead shads, and I mean this blue one is disgusting. Yeah, I love that one. Scuppernong, so on and so forth. So there you go. If you're a fan of the big worm like Jeff, the Kincoo Air 13-inch is back from Deps. All right, Jeff, we're going to stay on soft plastics that you like.
Oh.
How about the return of the 4.8 bull flat in all the key colors, plus a couple of new colors. Okay, so the 4.8 bull flat,
probably the best size.
I would agree.
For hooking fish, for getting bites, the 4.8 is the deal. I am a fan of the 5.8, but the hook ratio is so bad on it.
it's very frustrating to throw. It gets bit.
It gets bit.
So much plastic.
There's so much plastic around the hook. But once you go to that 4.8, it's so much easier to hook them, and it's a really, really fun bait to fish.
Yep. So we see some new colors. Watermelon red.
That one's disgusting.
Shockingly is new. Why would this be new? I don't know. But watermelon red, and of course we have, you know, like the bluegills, the green pumpkin, so on and so forth. You can do a lot of things with the 4.8 bull flat, by the way. You can free rig it. This is going to be a more bait caster free rig than finesse free rig. Okay, so you can free rig it. You can Texas rig it. You can use it as a jig trailer. It strolls amazingly well on a football head. You know, that Ryugi football head that we showed last week is perfect for this. Or you can just fish it on like a beast hook, or, you know, a Ryugi like twist lock weighted style hook. That's probably the easiest way to do it, especially if you're a shore guy.
Yes. Right?
So if you're a shore guy, just put it on a twist lock hook. What hook do you like with it, Jeff?
I'm using a 4-aught. I want a grease hook on it. Okay. Now you can obviously jump up to 6-aught if you want.
Yep.
But 4-aught or 6-aught. The 4-aught's going to be, let's say, a 1/4 ounce. So you could put nail weights in it if you wanted to fish it down in deeper grass or rock piles or whatever. But normally just a grease hook straight, throw it out there, let it fall into the grass, and just rip it out like doo-doo. And then you'll see the line, and as it spirals down, and then rip it out again, and then let it fall back in, and then you're gonna get those bites as soon as you do the rip, and as it fall back down, they eat it.
It's that spiral.
Yeah, it's a spiral.
It's the, you know, anything that rips out, whether it's a lipless, a chatterbait, soft plastic, the ripping out of the grass or coming off the bottom is the trigger. They're watching it now.
Yes.
Right, and then what it does next is the difference between getting bit or not getting bit.
Yeah.
So you rip something out and they're watching it and it just flops. They're just gonna swim away. Yeah. But you rip it out and all of a sudden that thing starts spiraling back down like an actual dying thing, it gets eaten. So there you go. If it's not in your arsenal, it should be in your arsenal. It's a great bait. That's the Bull Flat 4.8. Okay, stay on Deps really quick. Also, we see some new colors in the Beckon Craw, plus a restock on some old standards, some blues, some black blues, green pumpkin, so on and so forth. Junebug is new in the Beckon Craw. Why? I don't know. I don't know where these new, magical new colors are coming from, but Junebug is here. The Beckon Craw is a craw that has big, thick claws to it. So yeah, we don't look at this one very often, so we'll play with this for a second. Again, free rig, amazing. Jig trailer, amazing. Texas rig. But you have a flat craw shaped bait. It's got a lot of ribs and little legs. But it has these two, almost like he's wearing boxing gloves on it. They are hollow. Okay, so they will trap air, which will give them just a little bit different movement, kind of a powerful movement, like a big kind of movement as they fall down, kind of a big punching style movement. But that is the Beckon Craw. They're 3.5 inches, so it's just a good all-around size. So those are in and new from Deps. All right, if you guys paid attention to our Instagram feed this week, you know that we received some 6-inch Deps Sakamata shads. They are pretty plowed over, but there's still a handful left in some good colors. The Sakamata shad, I mean, obviously it's the hottest bait of the year across the world. Been knocked off twice already this year. Yep. So I'm sure there's more to come. So if you want the original, if you want to upsize, by the way, last week we released that owner Range Roller XL in the 4/0. That's the perfect size for the 6-inch size. So you put that 4/0 with this, you're golden. But 6-inch Sakamata shads are in stock, kind of, okay? Another bait that's kind of in that same zone. I've kind of kept this quiet. I wanted to drop it here before they evaporated out because inventory is never enough. But the Jackall Drift Fry is back for now, both in the 4.0 and in the 5.2 mellow size. So this is the other bait that Koya has put back on the map. Was going away, was going to be discontinued, and then Koya made it famous again, and now it is back. Okay, so if you guys have been waiting on those to return, this would be the week to scoop those up. Those are back from Jackall. All right, another bait that can't stay in stock from Jackall is the riser bait. So they released a new classical Japan color this year, also a chrome color. I know a lot of you guys in the Southeast are right in the middle of this season right now, and you've just been trying to grab these anywhere you can get them. Again, quantity is not even close to what we're ordering, so everybody's getting allocated, so I'm just going to let you know when they come in. That way you can scoop them up and hopefully get them. But the classical Japan bait is a nice kind of natural, kind of whitish shad type color. And then, of course, the chrome is a chrome. How's that for scientific? The chrome is kind of a silverish type color. It's got some flash.
Oh, fuck.
You know. Come on.
It is chrome.
You know, Jeff.
What a beautiful quote.
College would have been a good thing. Yeah. Use your words, Ben. All right, classical Japan bait. There you go. It's just a nice, natural kind of pearlescent, kind of like a pearl minnow kind of color. Little bit of like sakura pink. Not very Lucky Craft-esque, right? That nice sakura on the belly. But if that shape looks familiar to you, if you're a Strike King fan or a Berkeley fan that just found our page, welcome. It's going to be a weird page for you. You're looking at the, we'll call it the inspiration to your stupid baits. So here you go. Chrome. I don't even know what we're talking about. Risers are in stock. Jeff,
Hi.
we're going to talk about a bait that...
Surely something practical.
Yes. Practical. Inexpensive.
Yeah.
Easy to throw.
Yeah.
All these things come to mind.
From a brand we
Lame,
love.
boring, right? All these things.
Yeah.
The opposite of all of that, okay? Fun, cool, strangely innovative, very curious.
Okay.
This is where this comes to mind. Now, this bait has been on the market for a little bit. Very, very difficult to get a hold of because they sell out instantly. Right. We've kind of stalled bringing this until we could get the pricing right. Ooh. Okay, so it's been floating around a couple places in the U.S. at ridiculous prices, but no longer.
Wow.
The Imakatsu Uma Death Roll is now in stock.
What the heck am I even looking at?
Okay, I am going to break this thing down
for
you. Because if you're not, if you're familiar with this, all the colors plus new colors. Okay, so yeah, it's been out for a little bit, but not in all these colors. Okay, so a huge color section. What I don't know, like 75 different colors, or 20, something like that. Okay, so what are we looking at, Jeff?
What am I looking at?
This is a 150 millimeter, 33 gram, slow sinking.
Slow sinking.
Swim. Okay.
Oh.
It is a plopper walking swim bait. Okay. So here we go. Let's just take it out of the package. So it comes in its own sleeve, which is
sick.
nice. Okay.
Sick.
So the package actually has a use, so you can store it back in the sleeve. What a genius concept.
I actually like this so far.
Well, this is, Imakatsu is good at things like this, right? Okay. This is one of the crazier lures to come out out of anywhere. This is out of Japan, but out of anywhere. This is the Uma Death Roll. Now, this is a 3-segment bait. Okay, each bait is connected with ball-bearing swivel, so each piece spins independently. Okay, the front and the back piece are plopper-style baits, meaning they are going to spin. Now, they counter-rotate in the spin. So they are going like this. So one is spinning this way, the other one is spinning this way to give the fish a look that they've never seen before. Now, if you just cast it and straight retrieve, you have a plopper on the surface, okay? If you give it time to sink, it will slowly sink down, and then you can have a subsurface plopper. You can walk it, you can twitch it, you can pause it, you can fish it extremely fast, you can fish it extremely slow. You can even remove segments if you wanted to. Griff has taken this front segment off, put a treble hook on the back, and just used the one segment. So it's all yours to do whatever you want with, but at the end of the day, it creates a look and a vibe unlike anything else. It is truly a unique lure, which is the fun part about this, okay? So shore guys are gonna love this, lake guys are gonna love this. It's just gonna be a fun bait to throw. Everybody catches fish on a plopper, right? It's probably the #1 easiest thing to do. Well, here you go. Now you have a larger, more articulated, crazy version of a plopper that can be used surface or subsurface. Most of these segments will have like an abalone shell on the inside too, so as it's spinning, it's creating different flashes, different blinkings. Really, really cool bait. So I'm just gonna kind of show you a handful of the colors. Of course, if you're hardcore Japanese, there are, you know,
Always.
of course,
Always.
there's the bright chartreuse. But a lot of these are, there's like bluegill colors, there's IU colors. Dude, that little clear bluegill is disgusting.
That's what a bluegill definitely looks like.
There are clear colors, there's baitfish patterns, there's blacks, right? So knock yourself out, $69.99, so it's about 20-ish, almost $30 less than what you guys have been seeing it for. So there you go. The Uma Death Roll from Imakatsu, new colors, available now. All right, Jeff, some new colors and big restocks from Ima. We haven't talked about Ima in ages. Haven't seen any Ima stock or new things in ages. But Ima makes some really good baits. So we've got some new color additions in their topwaters. This is their little stick. We have Ghost Chartreuse Herring, which is a new color, and then Blue Head Black Back Ghost. Okay, plus all the traditional colors, your bones and your minnows, all that stuff are back as well from Ima. Also, same thing in skimmers. Okay, so we have some new colors in skimmers. We have a new baby bass pattern. Not my favorite baby bass, but this might speak to some of you. Ghost Chartreuse Herring is in there. And then a couple of colors that they've had, bluegill and ghost minnow, returned, but they're actually right this time. So if you guys remember the old ghost minnow, it was maybe the world's worst ghost minnow pattern. Now it actually looks like ghost minnow. So skimmer is a very popular, very easy to move kind of slicing. You know how we talked about the Realis USA Raz kind of slicing like a razor? Same thing here on the surface. It has very easy movement, slices through the water. So great to have those back. And then finally from Ima, some new colors and restock in the Flit series. So new colors like Sexy Minnow are in. So their Flit jerk baits are back. Now, if you're not familiar with the Flit, and you may not be because it's not a bait that we speak about very often, the Flit is designed with a very high-pitched sound. If you listen to it, so it's a higher pitched sound than most traditional jerk baits. It was designed to mimic the sounds of shad in colder water. Okay, so doesn't mean you have to throw it in colder water. You can do whatever you want with it. If you're catching fish on it, then it's right. But the bait was a great, purposely built bait for fall, winter fishing. Okay, so as that bait starts getting cold, as our nights get colder and the bait kind of tenses up, as the shad move, the sound of their backbone kind of cracking will create these kind of higher pitched sounds. That's what the Flit was designed to imitate. So cool to have some expansion and restock on those. All right, Evergreen. 4 new colors in CR crankbaits. Okay, now these 4 colors are going to be available in CR8s and CR10s. Can you see the colors okay? Okay, so we have Red Swamp Crawdad up top. We have Northern Crawdad on the bottom. We have Green Pumpkin Gill here. And we have Rusty Crawdad there. Okay, so 4 new colors. These are going to be in the CR8 and CR10. I would imagine we're going to see a trickling effect of these, so we'll probably see them in the 13, 16 as they come. Green Pumpkin Gill, of course, has been in some of their shallower baits already. So new colors from Evergreen in the CRs. All right, Jeff, let's wrap with a couple of promotions. If you guys are part of our newsletter, you would have seen this week, but we have a return of our $100 gift card for free promo with the purchase of some rods. So we launched this earlier this week. It is going to run through Monday night. So if you are in the rod market, it is buy any Evergreen combat stick, get a $100 gift card for free. Now, if you forget to put this in your cart, we will take care of it for you, okay? But if you want it right away, if you add whatever combat stick you want and a $100 gift card, the card will do it magically for you, and then you can spend your free gift card, okay? So a great deal. Most combat sticks hovering in that $220 to $240 price range, and you basically get $100 off of it that you can spend on anything. So it goes for casting and spinning. These are the new combat sticks. It also applies for the JDM combat sticks. So if you want to pick up one of those or even one of the super combat sticks, I don't care. If it's a combat stick, you get a free $100 gift card with those. We are going to extend the deal this weekend also to Daiwa Tatula rods, okay? So Tatula casting, Tatula spinning, Tatula AGS, Tatula Elite, whatever you want to do. If it is a Tatula, you can add it in cart, add the $100 gift card, and you will get that for free as well. So for the next 48 hours, buy any of these rods, get a free $100 gift card. And then finally, the other promotion that we ran earlier this week that we'll extend again for the next 48 hours is our Sims Adventure sale for fall. 40% off all Sims products. So if you guys are, getting ready for that fall season, you need some boots, you need waders. This is the most epic time of the year to grab them. You need a new pack, you need some gloves, right? I mean, we're still living in sun gloves and sun gaiters, but I know a lot of you guys might need some fleece or some neoprene. Sims makes amazing socks. Whatever you need, 40% off. We'll run it through Monday, so take advantage of that. That is the Sims Adventure sale for fall, 40% off everything. All right, Jeff, that is a wrap on this Sunday. Did you have a favorite item, sir?
You already know what it is.
Still there? Well,
you already know what it is.
Okay.
I ain't gotta say nothing, dog.
Other than the 10-gram Makippa, did you have a favorite item?
Darn.
I mean, we know the Kincoo. I mean, obviously that's
probably. Other than the King, probably.
You're just stuck on that Kincoo, aren't you? You can't get it out of your head. It's hard when it's something that you throw and that the colors that you actually want are back. It's hard. It's hard to move.
Probably the Realis USA.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm really curious to see how that goes, and it's cool with everybody's pricing going up and up and up. It is cool. Look, we all want something that's made in Japan or made in the USA, but sometimes the pricing just gets hard. So I'm really curious to see how that works and how the response is. So cheers to them. I'm really pretty stoked about that Uma Death Roll. The new colors in that are dope. I think that's cool.
You're gonna fish it?
Of course.
Right.
Uma Death Roll is 1v1. Uma Death Roll contest.
Okay.
Dude, you're done.
I'm done.
You're done. But I mean, dude, going all the way back to the beginning, anytime I have Bonheur in the shop, I'm excited.
Right.
I hope you guys, it's been a long time since we've talked about Bonheur. That was today, Jeff. Yep. So I hope you guys are able to scoop that up. And, we're only able to continue to make Bonheur because you guys have supported it. So thank you guys for the support. And as we say every week, thank you guys for giving us time on Sundays. Thank you for being here, watching our videos, putting up with our nonsense. We genuinely love doing this. I love tackle. We love geeking out on this stuff with you guys, and the fact that you continue to come and let me drink beer and make fun of Jeff means the world to me. So on behalf of myself and Jeff and my family and everybody here at the Hookup Tackle Guys, have an amazing weekend. Go hug your family, catch a big fish, drink an Orion if you can find it, Have fun. If you have questions, drop it down below, and I will get answers for you. We'll see you again next week. Peace.